Oh, welcome back. So, I'm going to do this case a little bit differently than most of the other cases that I do. I'm going to read you the news article on this murder, and then I'm going to dive into what is the even bigger picture. The picture that so many of us need to understand is happening daily here in the United States and around the world. And the implications of it all are alarming, saddening, and according to several federal government agencies, getting worse and worse by the year. They have seen an almost 30% increase in cases like this in the last 25 years alone. So let me tell you about the story first that brought all this to attention. Money was likely the motive for Prescott, Arizona grandmother's murder. Police believe money was the motive for the murder of the Prescott, Arizona grandmother. Investigators said an acquaintance of a 77-year-old, Sandra Avon, contacted them Tuesday saying they had not seen Sandra in about a year. Investigators, when they questioned Sandra's daughter, Tara, and her granddaughter, Briar, the two admitted their roles in the murder. Briar, who is the granddaughter, actually did the homicide. David Fuller of the Prescott, Arizona Police Department explained. Then Tara was complicit in helping cover it up. Police said they searched Sandra's home and found the body there, tightly wrapped up and laid out. It will be up to the county medical examiner's office to positively identify the remains, said David Fuller. In the meantime, investigators believe they know exactly how Briar allegedly killed Sandra. We're very comfortable in saying it was blunt force trauma to the face. Police said suspects told them the incident happened in 2017, and this was just discovered last week. Sandra was left in her home, police say, while the mother and the daughter lived next door, cashing her Social Security checks and her retirement checks and cashing in her annuity. Financial issues apparently run deep in the Avon family. Arizona family court found Tara was convicted in 1999 of forging checks that she had stolen from her mother, Sandra. The records included a letter Sandra wrote to the court calling her daughter a chronic liar. In the 4-page letter, Sandra said she hoped the charges would encourage Tara to turn her life around and become a responsible mother and citizen. Police say they are now trying to get to the bottom of the financial ties between the victims and the suspect. Financial records, says Fuller, asking banks and financial institutions to get those records. In 2018, her daughter impersonated her with the Social Security Administration to keep her checks coming in a phone interview. Experts tell us this is the worst case scenario, but elder abuse is more rampant than we realize. While this is an extreme in a case of someone being murdered, many elder persons in this country are taken advantage of by the people they entrust their care to, said FBI Special Agent John Larinelli, Sadly, this case we see in Prescott, Arizona. We have an elderly person that that no one is looking out for. They're not reported, and they're not missing work. Their checks are being cashed, but they're not showing up for social activities. Melissa Elliott with the Area Agency on Aging said there are resources. You can find volunteers to help with simple tasks that are vetted and cleared to work with vulnerable populations. With the Area Agency on Aging, we require all of our volunteers to have at least a level 1 fingerprint clearance card in the state of Arizona. It's the end of the article. Sandra Avon, killed by her granddaughter, Breyer, or Bernier. I'm not sure how you pronounce her name. It all depends on which spelling you go by in the news articles. And her daughter, Tara. They did it for the financial reason. Both of them had pretty elaborate spending habits. Neither one of them had had a job since, according to what I read on ABC affiliate there in Arizona, family.com website. Tara hasn't had a job since 2012. Her daughter hasn't had a job in 2 years. But yet, they always had money to eat, buy clothing, buy a new car, pay all the other living expenses they needed. Matter of fact, Tara, in 2017, shortly after the period of time when her mother was murdered by her daughter, took a vacation with 2 of her friends. According to ABC affiliate Channel 5. Both of them were on federal assistance, state assistance, on top of the money that they were siphoning off of grandmother and mother. The bigger picture, the reason why I wanted to do this story, besides the tragic ending of a life here at the hands of 2 of her family members. Elder abuse. Abuse and neglect of seniors over the age of 70 has shot up almost 30% in some areas, and in other areas it has more than quadrupled. Abuse and neglect. People who are supposed to be looking out for their parents and for their grandparents don't care anymore. A lot of today's society just doesn't care. They don't learn anything from their grandparents, and they don't see any value in them, and they certainly are not going to be dragged down or weighed down by them. And we're missing out on the largest population and the largest group of knowledge out there. What they know, what they've been through, what they've experienced, we'll never see it on the internet.